Hello viewers. Hello viewers. You're welcome to this episode of Healthy Lifestyle Choices. Before we start the show, we want to thank everybody watching us from all over the world. We want to say a very big thank you and appreciate you. And to our subscribers, we want to really appreciate you for subscribing to our channel. And to you, all our viewers and our first-time viewers, we want to say to you to grab a seat, sit down and relax and watch this video to the end. And if you like what you see in this video, we'd like you to do us a favor by clicking onto the subscribe button and like our videos and share our videos as well. I want to let Chidima to continue from here.
Hello everyone, it's still your friend Chidima and
Edith.
So you're welcome to another episode of Healthy Lifestyle. This is a channel where everything pertaining to health will be discussing. Okay, so you're in the very right place. So today we'd like to talk about measures to reduce weight. Measures to reduce weight. Okay, for optimal comprehension, we would like to divide this interactive section into 3 parts. In the first part, we're talking about the overviews of body mass index, weight, and other parameters associated with weight. Then on the second part, we'll be considering different ways to reduce weight. Then on the third part, we're having a very mini motor skill workout, simple skill workout to show us how to be fit and to get to be active, right? So stay tuned, relax,
and enjoy this
the show. So talking about BMI, which is body mass index, is a measure that uses your height and your weight to work out if you're healthy or not. Okay, so the BMI calculations divides your weight in kilometers by your height in meters squared. All right. So obviously the unit is kilogram per meter squared. All right. So it's a measure that uses your height and your weight to calculate your weight if you're healthy or not. So this BMI is mainly for adults. When it comes to children between 2 to 18 years, they do consider other factors like the age of the child and the gender. But for adults, you can only calculate their weight from you can only calculate their BMI from their weight and their height.
So they are different between the way you calculate that of adults and that of the children.
Sure.
Okay.
So we have some few limitations to BMI. Because it cannot just tell us what is really in excess. It cannot just tell us whether the fat is excess. It can just tell you that your weight is excess. It can't really differentiate between excess fat, excess muscle, excess bone. Okay, that is just the limitation. And again, it's not really applicable in pregnancy mothers.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because pregnancy hormone will always influence their weight gain. So we always advise pregnant mothers, if they are really concerned about their weight, maybe they want to look so so cute, they should seek advice from their midwife and their GP.
Yeah,
please. So it's not applicable for pregnant mothers, please.
Can I cut you there?
Yeah.
I never knew this information until now. Seriously, like pregnant women, you know, wanting to know their BMI, and at the end of the day, what the result they get is not the ideal for them.
Sure. They can use pre-pregnancy weight and check their BMI. Not endangering the baby, trying to make themselves look cute. So that is it. So then we've known what BMI is and the formula to calculate BMI. Then we have to talk about the categories of the BMI ranges. Few categories of BMI. So if your BMI falls between 18.5, you are in underweight range. It falls between 18.5 to 24.9. You get what I mean? 24.9, you are in a healthy weight range.
Then the healthy categories.
Just very few people are there. It's quite funny. Then from 25, 25, then to 29.9, you are in overweight range.
Really?
Yeah. You can see it. Yeah. From 30 to 34, kilogram per meter squared, you are in obese range, but you are slightly obese because we still have more obese people.
Okay.
We still have more obese range.
Okay.
Then from anything greater than 35, you are clinically obese.
And you need to seek medical help.
Yeah, as soon as possible. So then when you talk about children, there are some exemption because they do consider the age of the child and also the gender of the child. Then as well as measuring this our BMI, healthcare practitioners do put other factors into consideration, in order to determine whether you have a healthy weight or not. Yeah, because we know that muscle is much denser than fat. So for some muscular people, like heavyweight trainers, athletes, people that have muscles, okay, their BMI might be quite high, but they might have a very healthy weight.
Yeah.
Because muscle is denser than fat. So, and also your ethnic groups. The professionals will always, the nurses, the doctors, healthcare practitioners, the occupational therapists, the physiotherapists, they will ask you your origin, your ethnic origin, whether you're from Africa or South Asia, because they've seen that people from Africa and South Asian origin might even have a very low BMI, but they might be at risk of some health problems like diabetes, heart problem, even with a very low BMI. So they consider your ethnic group and your level of activities before they will now
put everything
together to check if you are healthy or not.
Yeah.
So having a BMI that is between overweight to obesity range puts you at high risk for health problems like heart disease and diabetes. That is where how to reduce weight comes in.
All right.
Okay. So in addition to this, I would like us to talk about waist measurement, because some of us have more weight around our middle, around the stomach. Most of organs are here. So if you have more fat around this area, it puts you at high risk for some health conditions. Yeah, most especially diabetes, heart disease. Yeah. So we like to encourage our viewers as well to measure their waist all the time. You can get your waist between your bottom of your rib, the lower part of your rib.
That's your last rib here.
Your last rib.
Okay.
To the top of your hip bone.
To the top of your hip bone.
That is your waist region. So you just get a tape around the waist region. So if you're a man, you're supposed to have waist measurement below 94 centimeters or 37 inches. So for women, you're supposed to have waist measurement below 80 centimeters or 32 inches. Anything above that is abnormal. Okay? So anything above that, you need exercise, you need to work on yourself, you need to modify your diet to lose weight. Okay?
Yeah.
So
right now you can just pick up a tape measurement and do your little measurement and know where your range falls. So as to know how to.
I think I will tell them. We need to tell them to measure themselves and put it in the comment section.
Yeah.
Calculate their BMI. Let us know in the comment section.
Yes, please kindly let us know in the comment section what your waist measurement is, and we'll take it from there with you. Okay.
Yeah. So.
All right.
I can hand over to you. Yeah, of course. All right. So you can continue with ways to measure to reduce weight.
Just to weight, you can help to reduce our weight. First thing first is let's talk about skipping breakfast. Some people skip their breakfast because they want to reduce their weight, and at the end of the day, they are actually affecting themselves because they get hungry and then they now want to snack on something, and all those little snacks that you are eating at the end of the day constitute a higher calorie, and then that boosts your calorie intake for that day. Over time, it tends to make you to gain more weight. So we would advise, or according to recommendation, that you try and take your breakfast and get your healthy breakfast. Okay. So another point is eat your regular meal. You need to have a regular schedule for eating, your routine. If you have to eat your breakfast, eat your breakfast, take your lunch, and also take your supper. All this at a regular time will help you to burn your fat. See, if you don't eat your meal at regular time, you tend to eat more. You tend to get more hungry because you don't have a timing. You understand? So you tend to get more hungry, and then you eat food that you're not even meant to eat, because at that time you're hungry. You can just pick up some fast food and then you're already eating because you feel hungry. But if you take your regular healthy meal, you get full, and then that reduces the chances of you being hungry, and at the end of the day you're able to you're able to contain your hunger, and then you'll be at the end of the day it will help you in your weight reduction process. Then I would like to talk about the principle of 5 a day. That's eating your fruit and your vegetables. So it's advisable for you to eat your fruit and vegetable, just like was mentioned in our previous video. If you check titled 5 a day, so you go look into that video, and then you'll be able to understand what this 5 a day means, and the principle and the policies behind eating 5 a day. So this is about eating your fruit and vegetables, and in particular proportion every day. By so doing, you get more fuller, because vegetables and fruit has a lot of fiber, and then when you eat these fruit and vegetables, it helps you to become more satisfied, and in that way you won't get so hungry to the point of rushing out to go take some unhealthy meal or some fast food or some snacks that will at the end of the day boost or increase your calorie intake for that day. Then we also want to talk about drinking plenty of water.
Yeah, it's necessary.
You see, water is very essential to life. It is advisable to drink plenty of water. Some people, when they feel hungry, when they feel thirsty, they think that they're hungry. And by so doing, they tend to eat more food, forgetting that they are thirsty. So you need to be able to differentiate when you are thirsty and when you are hungry. So when you feel thirsty, there are recommendations to fluids that you can take. So first and foremost, plain water is highly recommended for everybody, because first of all, it is safe for you, and two, it is cheaper to get, and it has no calorie in it. So when you drink water, take a lot of them, then it tends to make your stomach full, and then that reduces your chances, your craving for eating more. Okay, so then another thing is, if you cannot take water, maybe you don't like the taste of water, you can also try and probably
alternative like
flavor
tea, even coffee.
You can even flavor your water.
Yes.
Like you can flavor,
add a little bit of squash to the
water.
You
can squash it up with some squashes, the one with no sugar added. So there are varieties of these things out there in the market. So whenever you're buying some of them, you have to first of all check the content and make sure that there are no sugar added in it. So whenever you're going to take your water, you can just add a little bit of squash just to taste, to your satisfaction. And then, just like you rightly said, you can also take some tea.
Coffee.
And there are varieties of teas everywhere. So you can have some fruit teas. You can have
fruit juice as well.
Different kind of teas that are even out there in the market. If you think you cannot take water in its plain form, then you can have this tea, and then you can also have some coffee in your water, in your warm water, juice. And then you drink that, whether warm or hot coffee. So all these measures, you are still taking water in a way. Okay, so water in its own sense is very, very healthy, and it's very, very helpful for health. All right, and it helps you to reduce your calorie intake for a day.
Yeah, because it has no calorie at all.
No, it has no calorie at all. Then we're talking about another way to reduce your weight. What the measures is reading your food label.
Yeah, that's very, very essential.
It is very essential to read your food label. You know why? Because sometimes you just buy food out of the blues, and then by the time you get home, you're already eating them. You don't know the calorie intake.
So they can
For
choose
that,
the healthier
yeah,
option,
yeah.
no?
You don't even know the calorie information
Yeah.
on this product. So it is highly recommended that you should check every fruit, food, and whatever it is that you're going to eat. Check the energy consumption, check the calorie rate, check the sugar, check the fat, and check the protein and the calorie intake of that particular package, and that will help you to be able to calculate the total amount of calorie that you are taking within a day. Because there's a daily recommendation, and then by planning for your daily recommendation, you should be able to check the labels and know how many is in it. Then you know how many of that substance that you're going to take. So now we're also talking about weight reduction. I also want to chip in this about eating your food. Serve your food in a smaller portion. You can do so by getting a smaller plate, replacing it with your larger plate you use in eating, you replace it with a smaller sized plate. Okay, the whole concept is not just because you want a smaller size plate. The whole idea is that when you put your food in a smaller size and then you eat your food, and you try not to eat your food so fast. You take your food very slowly, you understand, and understand what you are eating. Be present. Don't just be so carried away and keep eating. So when you serve that food in a smaller portion, you try and eat your food, and then try and be present, and try and know when you are really, really filled up. And also, according to a particular study I read, I found out that they said it takes the stomach 20 minutes to be able to communicate to the brain that it is full.
Sure.
Do you know, I was so perplexed.
I was so surprised.
I was so perplexed when I saw this. No, that means before you get full at all, try and stop eating, because your stomach is already filled up. It's just that your brain hasn't been able to articulate. Your brain hasn't been informed. You understand? Then you keep on eating, thinking you want to fill up. So at that level where you think it's okay, just drop it there. Don't wait till you are so full or you are so stretched, because at that point you are over full. Because at that point your brain now tells you that you are filled up. It means that you've been filled up 20 minutes prior. So serving your food in a smaller portion, it's very, very essential, and it will help you over time get used to it. And then you find out that at the end of the day, if you take that size of food every time, you will be satisfied.
Get used to that. Your stomach capacity can adjust to that.
Your stomach capacity can adjust to that, and you'll be so used to eating in that smaller portion. And then that way it's going to really help you to reduce your calorie intake for that time, at that time. So now, talking about weight reduction again, Chidima, I also want to mention that you need to really cut down on your alcohol consumption. You understand?
Yeah, it's necessary. No, people don't really take it serious.
People don't take it seriously, because I know a couple of people where in 1 week, they already have alcohol bottles that's almost filled up this waste bin, that red waste bin.
The waste bin.
Yes. For 1 week, that's their level of consumption.
Always full.
But the thing is, when you take alcohol, it's something that you can really easily get addicted to, and then you want to crave more. I know that feeling the alcohol gives you. If you continue on that level, you no longer feel like that again. Then you now want to crave, want more consumption to be able to get that satisfaction, that level of satisfaction. And so that is what happened. So we are not saying here that you shouldn't take alcohol, but what we are advising is that you should try and reduce the level of alcohol that you are consuming. And also, do not ban foods. I'm surprised. That's one of the ways.
Because if
Yeah.
you ban food, you crave for it more.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You know, human nature
Yeah, that's
and
right.
human, being the way
Yes.
we are being constructed,
yes.
being
So
the
we are
way we are being
just
wired.
to
Yeah.
have it in occasional time.
Exactly.
Occasionally, yeah.
Exactly.
Instead of banning, especially those ones
That you love.
Yep.
You understand? So now, if you love a particular food, but because you're trying to reduce your weight and all that stuff, and then you now totally stay out of it, it's not
acceptable at all.
that's not going to work, because
At all.
over time, just for that short time, you're going to stop eating that food. But after a while, you go back to it again, because it's, we are all human beings, and then we have this feeling. So what we are going to recommend is that those food that you love more, you can try and reduce them to at least a smaller,
If
portion.
they are not healthy,
If
they are not healthy,
even if they are not healthy, just
Yeah.
take a little portion,
Yeah.
and just know that, okay, this is you, I've eaten you, and that is it for that day. So now, also talking about junk food.
oh my goodness. When we talk about junk food,
Yeah.
we have fast food, we have convenient food, the microwave food.
Yeah.
Those ones that you can easily,
Exactly.
within 2 minutes are done.
Yeah.
They have high content of fats, sugars, and the calories.
Calories, yeah.
Okay, and they're not really healthy at all. They are not healthy at all. So we can easily prepare our own food than buying those food. They are really sweet and they're so convenient. They don't waste your time, but they are not healthy.
Yeah, I know.
So as we said, don't ban eating them. Otherwise, you tend to crave for them.
Exactly.
Just take them in occasional time.
Exactly. So, still talking about the junk foods, it's advisable, it's just very little quantity, but if there's a way you can replace some of this junk food
Yes.
to more healthier food, okay, it's really going to be all right, because, for example, if you're used to eating all those kind of chocolate and the biscuits or all those stuff, you can swap it. Maybe you can start eating maybe fruits. There's some fruits out there that are crunchy and nice, and that they taste really good. Rather than taking that chocolate, you can go for the crunchy fruits, and you can also probably, instead of going for fizzy drinks, you can get yourself some juice, and just try and alternate these things. You can actually replace them to healthier food. We have some rice cakes.
It's even unsweetened popcorn.
Unsweetened popcorn.
They're really nice. Rice cakes are very good.
Unsweetened popcorn. They are really, really good. Okay, so
plan your meal and stick to a plan. Plan your breakfast, lunch, and your dinner, and even your snacks, and stick to that plan. So that you have a plan you look onto, not just coming. Oh, I want to take donuts. Well, it's not in the plan. Okay, so make sure you stick to that plan to control your weight.
Exactly.
Yeah, and your calorie intake as well. Okay.
All these little things that we're talking about, when you put them into practice, day in, day out, you will find out that it's really working and it's really worth it. So another ways by which we can reduce our weight is by turning off technology. What do I mean by turning off technology? Certain people. Certain people, when they want to eat, that is when they turn off the TV. They put on their laptop, and then they're working on their laptop, or they are playing games on their phone, and at the same time eating. Do you know what that does to you? That will make you, absent-minded from what you are eating. And in that wise, you don't even know the amount of food that you have already taken in. And then you tend to finish the food quickly, and then you want to go for more because it's interesting, and you feel, and you're enjoying the vibe. You're enjoying, watching whatever you're watching or typing whatever you're typing while you are eating.
At the same time.
So it is recommended that whenever you're eating, you should try and be present with your food.
Yes.
Know what you're doing, and then know the size and amount of food that you are eating. So rather than watching TV or playing games and being absent-minded, because those are the easy ways by which you can easily eat food without even knowing that you have eaten.
So ultimately, we know that in maintaining your weight or having a healthy weight also involve physical activity. Yeah, it involves physical activity, because this will help us to burn those fat calories you can't just control with diet. Yeah, we've been talking about diet. Yeah, necessary, but there are some calories, extra calories you can't just control. So we need physical exercise, consistent exercise to burn them off. An adult should have about 150 minutes of moderate intensity exercise in a week.
Yeah.
And this moderate intensity exercise includes something like brisk walking, even swimming, cycling. Yeah.
Outdoor more.
Alternatively, you can have about 75 minutes of vigorous intensity exercise in a week, which might be something like running, another competitive sports. Okay. Yeah. So it's really necessary. And again, in this journey of losing weight, we should understand that it should be a gradual process. It's not something that you want to do under 1 month. So in as much as you want to lose weight, try to make a realistic goal. Have a smart plan, a smart objective. Something that is simple, is attainable, is realistic, and it has a time.
Time bound.
Yeah, it has a time. So in that view, we are aiming to, or we encourage us to aim to lose about 5 to 10% of our current weight. That should be around 0.5 to 1 kg in a week. Don't just plan to lose the whole 20 kg in a month. It's not realistic.
It's not realistic. And it's stressful.
Yeah, it's stressful. Please, it should be a gradual process, please. Okay, and again, it's also critical to break, sitting time. People are really sitting too much these days. You can be in front of the system for 6 hours without even shifting your bottom. So we are encouraged to try to break your sitting time, move around. Even if you are working maybe in the office, you can even cut in your sitting period, maybe after an hour, 2 hours. Just move around, greet your colleagues, greet people around there, move up and just make some exercises, and then get back to your seat.
Yeah.
Okay, these are just a few points that we need to add up to this. Then the following day.
Sorry, if I want to come in there, when you talk about exercise, like 150 minutes in a week, I can also say maybe if you want to make it more simpler, you can do around 30 minutes per day for 5 days, and that will be you done for the whole
30 minutes per day will make up that in a week.
Yeah.
You can even do it alternate days as well. That means you extend to Sunday.
Yeah, just 5 days within a week.
Just plan yourself.
30. It's just all about
your schedule and your plans and your convenience. So in the final part, we'll be displaying a mini physical exercise or workout.
Yes.
Just a very simple one.
Yeah.
To encourage us that we can do it at home.
Yes.
You mustn't go to the gym.
Exactly.
All right. So we have just a few simple workouts you can do within your house. Yeah. To keep yourself fit.
Yes.
Yeah. So you can, depending on your recommendation, which you say 150 minutes in a week, you can divide it based on your schedule.
Based on your schedule.
The main thing is for you to actualize that. Yeah. 150 in a week.
Yeah.
So you will see that in the next video. All right. So stay tuned. Bye.
Bye.